Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Monday, June 21st, 2021. Are you laughing? Are you laughing like me? Are you watching the futures? Stock futures were cratering last night. And I wake up this morning and not only did they fully recover, we are now higher across the board. A lot of buying in the futures market. As we expected, I explained to you that this dip would be bought, and it is going to be bought. Corrections in this market do not happen anymore. Pullbacks don't happen anymore. It's just higher, 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 higher. And the market is starting to digest what's actually going on. And we all knew this was going to happen too. Again, all this talk of tapering, whether or not this happens, it doesn't even matter. Again, people, we're talking about a fractional raising of the federal funds rate, possibly in 2023. It's not happening next year. And that does not mean that all this is going to come to an end. The Fed is still going to be buying historic amounts of assets, even with a taper. I mean, come on. So, dip is going to be bought. There's no doubt about it. So just be ready for that. I hope all of you out here listen to what I'm telling you. Buy the dips in everything across the board, and that includes cryptocurrencies that are now under pressure. Today, look at the dollar, people. The dollar here, first of all, it's just frankly stupid. The reaction that the dollar made after the Fed announcement that they're going to maintain their easy money policy, for as far as the eye can see. But maybe in 23, there's going to be a lift-off, a blank off time, and they're going to move goalposts anyway. And again, even if we got a rate hike tomorrow and the Fed nudges the federal funds rate even a fraction, it's not going to stop the easy money from pouring into this market. It's not going to stop the inflation creation machine, the monster that the Federal Reserve has created. And what they're doing right now is unfreaking believable. You all know that if you follow this blog. Nobody knows it better than you. It's bizarre. Okay, anyway, with that aside here, so stock futures higher across the board, pointing towards a nice open for this market. This dip we've seen recently with regard to banks, jump all over it, people, all over it. Because even in a rising rate environment, what asset class or what part of the market do you think is going to perform well? How about the banks? Yeah, let's look at crude oil. Right now, it's under a slight amount of pressure, but still, WTI over $71 a barrel, going much higher. Gold is higher right now a little bit. Silver's under a little bit of pressure. Okay, whatever. I already told you about cryptocurrencies. I'm loving it. I'm going to be adding to my positions in cryptos. As I've been doing, I will continue to buy this dip in cryptocurrencies, period. So that's where I stand there. I think all of you know that. I don't even know why I keep covering it here, but that is the case here. Okay, so like I said yesterday, people, what I want you to do, all right, it's very important. Focus on the 10-year yield and focus on the dollar, okay? 10-year yield right now, it did come down, okay? That's the fear trade, cash going into the debt market. That's going to push the 10-year yield lower, but it's stable. The dollar right now, slightly lower, but obviously it's going down again. This bump we had, this Fed bump, whatever you want to call it, it's not going to maintain where it is. It can't maintain where it is in this environment of trillions and trillions of dollars that are going to be magically created out of thin air. And again, we have this environment of inflation is historic, and nothing is going to stop the Fed. Nothing is going to stop the Fed from continuing to inflate. Not rate hikes, changes to the federal funds rate. Nothing. The Fed is going to inflate on an epic scale. So this should allow you to know what to do, what you should be doing. We're not going to deviate, you and me. Our strategy is dead on, okay? Bet against the debt, become your own central bank. You know that. That means holding hard assets, like physical silver. You see that? That's physical silver. Yeah. Keep hoarding silver. It's the most undervalued asset in the world, in my view. Gold too. Nothing can compare to, in my view, to the value of silver right now. It's just, it's insane. And if you're looking for one asset to put cash to work in my opinion, it's silver. I will keep repeating that until time immemorial. If you're in this market, get on the long end of this market right now because it's going higher. Buy the dips here. Like I said, why? Easy money is not going to stop no matter what. If you're trading this market, you should be selling puts or setting up credit spreads, okay? You could buy calls here, but it's a dangerous way to make money. Even if the market is going up, you're fighting time decay. My traders, my lions all know that. If you do subscribe to my newsletter, link in the description of this video, I put out how to play the stock picks I put out. And at the top of my page, when I put those reports out on my newsletter, I say you can buy calls, but I don't even recommend it anymore, especially after what we've seen recently. All the positions I have set up here, and I say this right at the bottom, I'm selling puts, I'm setting up credit spreads. All of them have been profitable, every single one. So learn how to sell options. Learn how to set up credit spreads, okay? You'll be a lot better off in the long run. All right, people, look, that's pretty much where we stand. We have a market that made an unbelievable turnaround in the pre-market. I mean, futures that were like literally crashing made an unbelievable turnaround. A lot of buying here, just as we expected. Keep your eye on the dollar. Keep your eye on the 10-year yield. Keep your eye on the yield curve. The yield curve is flattening out. What does that mean? The spread between the short end and the long end is narrowing. When you see a yield curve flattening out, it's a clear sign that the economy is cratering. And we are cratering. And I don't care what the mainstream financial channels with garbage, dog shit they're trying to shove down your throat. We have an economy in free fall with no end in sight and inflation spiking at its fastest pace in history. You tell me if that sounds like a good scenario for you, with debts and deficits exploding. This is all by design, people. The middle class is being systematically exterminated. That's the truth. This is a slaughter on an epic scale. All right, I'm out of here. People, keep these things in mind. Please share the video. I will see all of you at the end of the day, and we're going to sum this all up. Take it easy.